Good morning. Thank you for joining me for today's Facebook Live. My name is Tracy Held and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. I've got a really cute project that we're going to do today. It looks like this. So just bring it up a little bit closer. So it's a little box. I haven't tried it, but I'm thinking that you could probably fit one of the mini Smarty boxes in here, or maybe two lint balls. It's coming up for Father's Day in Australia, so it's a good thing to give the men in your life a treat, or if you're having lunch, put it on the table. You can see that, and yes, this was my husband's suggestion, it has headlights and brake lights as well, and it's really easy to make, uses a lot of scraps, and of course the hero of the whole thing is your trucking along punch. We can't make it without that. So let's get started and I'll show you how easy it is to make. I'm using just some scraps of the One Horse Open Sleigh DSP, and you can use whatever DSP you like. And we're going to punch out one truck. Now for your reverse side, whichever it is, the truck needs to be punched in the opposite direction. So turn your paper around and punch it out on the wrong side of the paper. Okay, so now we've got our two trucks that look different ways. I'm also going to need two trucks punched out of just cardstock. I'm using this Sweet Sorbet, but whatever coordinates with the DSP that you're using. And because cardstock doesn't have a right side and a wrong side here, we're not too concerned about which side it is. Then again, out of that same DSP, we want to punch out 4 of the fenders. I'm only doing one now because I have the others. I'm gonna just color them a bit with my sponge dauber, so I've already done 3 so that you don't need to watch me doing all of that. We want 2 of the windows out of our scraps of basic white. And the last thing that our truck needs is some wheels. Okay, here's my piece of black hiding from me. So here we go. We're just going to punch out 4 wheels. I should actually punch this way, it would make more sense. Okay, so we can get rid of the scraps, and that's all our pieces ready to go. Now all that I'm going to do is take that fender and put a little bit of ink around the edges with my Sweet Sorbet sponge dauber. So the reason that I'm doing this is just to give it a little bit of definition, because I should have showed you before I inked it, but it then just shows up a little bit better against your DSP. If you don't do that, then it just blends in with it. And I did actually try it. Oops, I punched the window instead of the fender. I did try it with plain cardstock, and as far as I'm concerned, that really didn't look nice. It looks much better with the Designer Series paper, where it matches the body of our truck. Okay, so that's done, let's put our trucks together. Now, the reason that I'm using the extra trucks in the cardstock is, number one, it gives it a little bit more stability. The DSP is a little bit flimsy, but it also hides the reverse side of the truck so that it's all sort of one color. I didn't want the backing DSP showing, because you can see that, you know, from the inside when you're looking down on it. Turn it that over, because with the camera overhead it's not a very good view of it. And yep, this one needs to be going the other way. Oops. And then we're going to stick our wheels on. So just go lightly with the glue here. You don't want too much glue that it's squishing out all over. There we go. And our windows. Now, if you really want to, you can draw a little steering wheel. Why do I feel like I'm sticking that the wrong way? Probably because I am. It needs to go onto here. So you can draw a little steering wheel if you want to, but I'm just leaving my window plain. It's, depending on how good you are at drawing, you could draw a little man or a dog. We were on holiday once and we walked past a car that had a dog sitting in the driver's seat behind the steering wheel. It looked really funny. We had a good laugh about that one. And lastly, our truck needs its fenders, and those are going over the wheels. And there we go. If you're any good, you now can be qualified as a truck builder. Don't know if I am though. It looks like I've got that wheel on slightly skewed. But okay, there's our trucks. Now we need to make the bed. So I've got a little piece of Designer Series paper here, which is 6 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and I don't know the inch measurement here, so it's going to be 2 3/8 by I would just make that 3 1/4. It's so close it doesn't matter. And I'm going to score that all the way around at 1 1/2 centimeters, or your 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so we're just and I'm going to fold it along the lines. Hopefully that'll make it easier for you to see when I'm cutting. It doesn't really matter when you fold. You can cut first or fold and cut. And I'm going to cut up the line here and just notch those edges. They just glue better and sit nicer when they've been notched. And then we're going to that one. If this was a video, I could speed this all up. Alright, so it's a really simple little box that we're making here. And then I'm going to put some glue on the tab and just fold it up. Oops. Would be good if it actually stayed stuck. I may be being too impatient. I need to just give it a little bit longer for the glue to set. And then when I'm doing these, I actually like to put glue on both the tabs together because I just find it easier when I fold the box up rather than then trying to get glue on the last piece and having to wiggle it in. It looks like I did something very weird there. Must have scored that skew, but that's alright. It'll still work fine. Okay, now we're going to just glue our box onto the truck. So all that I'm doing is lining up the top of the box with the top edge of the truck, and they're roughly the same depth, so that will work. And then we're doing the same on the other side. And you can see this is why we needed it reversed, because if it was punched the same way as it was punched, then we've got the two trucks going in the same direction, which isn't going to help us. There we go. Oh, so cute. Now it needs its lights. So I'm just using my rhinestone gems, basic rhinestone gems, and I'm going to colour two of them with my dark cherry cobbler blend just to make the brake lights. While I let those dry, let's pop on our headlights. Okay, this gem does not want to go where I want it to. I don't know why it doesn't like the box. I'm gonna just, I don't know what I did with that edge, but I'm gonna just line it up. And just one more coat of the red, because we're putting it onto a red truck, so I want those lights to stand up quite a bit. Okay, just let those dry. So I've got the brushed metallic adhesive backed off, and I'm going to use these to put onto each of the wheels. Looks like everything just loves my pick it up tool today. It doesn't want to leave it. a little higher. And our brake light should be ready to put on now. Okay, so there we go. We now have our little truck ready to be loaded up and bring some treats to somebody who will hopefully love that. I hope that you've enjoyed today's project. I think I'm going to go and make a few of these to dish out. Spread some trucking cheer. So have a good weekend and I will see you again next week. Until then, bye.